Hey there, I am live with Pepperdine's Stacy Davis. Welcome, Stacy.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how about you?
I'm all right, just got out of class, so I got the rest of the day to myself, so I'm feeling kind of good.
Fantastic. And how is the summer going?
It's going really well. It's actually been a really productive summer as far as like exploring, getting to know myself, my teammates, just hanging out, having fun. It's been really fun.
Awesome. And during the summer, what kind of workouts are you doing? What's practice like for your team during the summer when still a few months before actual games and real practices are going to be happening?
Yeah, so because of obviously the NCAA rules, we only get, I think it's 2 on-court hours with the coaches. So we split them up into 2 1-hour practices. So they're pretty light. We do a lot of live stuff. They start implementing the offense, defensive sets, things like that. And then for me individually, I try to like do like a multitude of things. I picked up trying to swim. I'm not that good, but I try to swim, do some laps. I still do the yoga. I like to hike. So just try to do different things to get myself just out and about.
That's awesome. That's important to stay healthy all around. And you did something pretty cool this summer. You traveled to Asia. Can you tell me a little bit about that trip and where all you went, what you did?
It was really amazing. So we went to East Asia, and we got to play some professional Chinese teams, and it was just an amazing experience to play not only with the pro rules, but on the pro court and against pro level players, and to just get that experience. But not only that, we also did a thing where it helped us dive even more into our faith. So even before the games, we'd do a little chapel. After the games, we would do a chapel. That we would do classroom sessions on in between days. So it was really basketball oriented, but it was also very educate. Like it was supposed to educate us and allow us to like find a lot out about ourselves. So it was really fun. It was really fun. Different, but it was fun.
That's fantastic. And we threw this out on Twitter and Facebook before this hangout for fans and teammates and coaches to ask some questions to you. So I have a question about this topic for you from your coach, Marty Wilson, and he wants to know what was the weirdest food you ate in China?
Wow. Okay. So I actually texted him this. He asked me this before, and I had literally just got done eating it. But we were walking the streets of China, and there was a little vendor, and one of my coaches was like, "I'll give anybody $5 if they eat whatever's over there." So I was like, "All right, fine. Like I'll eat whatever." So come to find out, I ate something called gizzards, and I don't know what it was, but it was very salty. It was very chewy, and it was actually really gross. So that was probably like the craziest thing I had there.
And the second part of that question is, are you sure that's what it actually was from your coach? But it sounds like you're not even sure what it was to begin with, so that might not be relevant.
So I told him when he asked me the first time, I told him it was chicken gizzards, and he looked it up and he said chickens don't have gizzards. So I was like, oh wow, I might not know what I just ate then.
Interesting. Well, maybe it's better to not know.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing that I don't.
All right. One more kind of serious question for you before we get into more of the fun stuff. Pepperdine has been such a fun team to watch over the last several years, and we just keep seeing you guys improve and improve. Give us kind of your scouting report for the team this year and what you think it's going to be like.
Well, with a lot of the rules changing, I definitely think we're going to be a more exciting team. We're definitely going to be more athletic. We're going to try to score a lot more. Our defense is always going to be there. That's one of the things that we harp on, and we pride ourselves on defense first. But I think one of the things that's going to encapsulate us this year is definitely more offense. And so we're going to try to get up and down the floor. You might see a lot of subs, in and outs, but it's going to be more exciting. And we're definitely going to be in there with the top teams like we are, almost every year. And we're looking to have, we had a solid year last year, but we're looking to have a great year this next year.
Fantastic. Let's get to some of the fun questions because it is summer, so we don't need to get into the serious basketball stuff just yet. So first question for you, what is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie of all time is John Q. It's starring Denzel Washington, and I don't know why. I just watched it when I was a kid, and every time I see it, it almost has me in tears. And so I felt like that was one of Denzel's best performances of his career. So that's probably my favorite movie of all time.
Awesome. And then In terms of music, do you have a favorite artist or favorite song or just anything you really like to listen to?
You know what? I really do listen to a lot, and I can't really pinpoint who my favorite artist is, but I do listen to a lot of Drake. What's his name? Chance the Rapper and the Social Experiment, Donnie Trumpet. They just came out with an album called Surf. That's really dope. It incorporates a lot of jazz, a lot of musical instruments, a lot of artists. So that's pretty cool. I thought Kendrick Lamar's album this year was really dope. So I just try to, I try to listen to a lot.
Awesome. This is another Twitter question for you. In a game of one-on-one with Marty Wilson and you, who would win and why? And that's from Paul Lassiter on Twitter.
Wow. Okay. I better answer this the right way, right? You know what? I don't know, cause Coach gets after it on defense, so I don't know. It'd be tough to score, but then on the other end, I don't know if he could score on me. So if we were going to a game of 11, I'm gonna have to go with myself and go 11-10, Stacy, game winner, off the glass from the left side with my left hand on my right leg.
All right. Well, Coach Wilson, if you're watching, we may have to set that up and see what actually happens.
We might have to.
And actually, this is from Paul Lassiter. Again, he had a few good questions, so I took a few of them. Who inspired you to play basketball?
You know what? I was actually a football player first. And so I love football. My favorite football player was like Eddie George from the Tennessee Titans. And then one day I just used to go to the gym with my dad all the time, and he was really good at basketball. And then I was just over at my uncle's house one day, and I picked up a ball and I shot it for the first time, and I fell in love with it. And so he was kind of the inspiration for me to kind of like try basketball. And ever since I picked up that ball, I just kind of like fell in love with it. After I picked up the ball, I might have played football freshman and sophomore year of high school, and then that was it. But basketball has been my love since then.
Well, we're glad you switched over to the basketball side so we can watch you. We know you do yoga. We've talked about that plenty. Tell us a little bit about how you got started just doing that.
Okay, so in high school, I was really interested into trying to like lean up and do different things because I felt like that was one thing as far as being an athlete was being able to do different sports or different exercises. So I wanted to do yoga, but I never could find a class, and I wasn't really that serious about it. So then my sophomore year, I was kind of like, you know what, I'm really going to get into this. And I was back home. I was sitting on the couch. I was like, man, if I could literally just spend 15 minutes just stretching every day. So I went on the App Store. I typed in yoga. I found this app called Yoga Studio. At the time, it was like $2. I bought it, and I've been using it ever since for 2 years now. So it's been great. It's definitely been great to me, and I feel like it's definitely been a part as far as me taking my game to the next level. So it's been really good. It's fun. It's hard, but it's really fun.
And you go to studio classes too occasionally, right?
Yeah. Occasionally, I do go to studio classes.
Do you have a favorite kind of type of class? Is there like the fast-paced vinyasa ones, or have you done the hot yoga ones? Or?
You know what? I'm trying to find a place to do hot yoga. There was a place in Malibu, and I guess they shut it down, or they're doing construction over there, so it's not up right now. But that's probably the next thing I want to do. But one of my coaches, Coach Wilson, did it, and then one of my other coaches, Coach Imp, he said that it was probably the hardest thing he's ever done because you're in 110, 20-degree room, and you're just sweating while you're doing these very hard stretches, and it's kind of like you just come out drenched. So I don't know. I think that'll be the next step for me. Yeah,
I've never done that, and I really don't have any.
Hot yoga?
Not the hot yoga.
Yeah.
I do yoga all the time, but the hot yoga,
yeah.
I don't know if I want to do that. But
yeah.
Let me know how it is if you try it.
Okay.
What about, is there a TV show that you binge watch right now that you just can't get enough of and you keep finding yourself watching it?
You know what? I don't watch TV. I don't know what it is, but I don't watch TV. The most TV I watch is probably ESPN Sports Center in the morning. But there was a TV show. There were 2 TV shows that I used to watch when I was growing up, and it's because of my dad. My dad loves TV shows, so he put me on to a TV show called Smallville, and it was about Superman, but in realistic form. And so we used to watch that I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday night on like ABC or something like that, and then True Blood, which actually just went off. I watched maybe like the first 3 seasons. I used to watch every week, and then I just kind of got out of it. But my dad still faithfully watches all those shows and finds time to do all that stuff.
Nice. And you've just been to a lot of places in the world recently, but if you could go to anywhere in the world tomorrow, where would you want to go?
If I could go to any place in the world tomorrow, it would have to be, I'm going to go with Paris. I've only been out of the country once, which was to China. I've been to Florida, but I was only in Orlando. I've been to New York. And obviously I live in LA, and I feel like those are kind of like the 3 cornerstones, and then you have Texas and stuff like that. So I think the next one for me would have to be Paris, Italy.
That's awesome. What is the best part about living in Malibu? Just the city of Malibu, the town of Malibu. What's the best part?
I guess the best part is you never know who you'll run into, or you never know who you'll meet. So this past 4th of July, I was at I got the opportunity to work out with Tyson Chandler, and he lives about 20 minutes away from campus, and we kind of developed a friendship, and he invited me to his 4th of July get-together. And so within the first 10 minutes of getting there, I see Tracy Ellis Ross. And so I grew up watching her on Friends. My mom used to watch her on Friends, and then she's on the show Blackish. So it was just kind of surreal. And then, but she's like really cool. And so we were just sitting down talking, me, Atif, Allie, she's on the women's team. We were all just kind of talking with her, and she was just one of the coolest people I've ever met. So that's probably the best thing about Malibu, besides being in 70-degree weather most of the time. You just don't know who you'll meet. You don't know what will happen on the day-to-day basis.
That's pretty awesome. And the last time you and I spoke, you said that you hadn't been surfing yet, but you really wanted to. And so have you been surfing yet?
No, I haven't. And you know what? Once summer school gets out, I think I'm going to make that a mission to go surfing, or to have somebody teach me how to surf, because my balance is a little off for me being this big, and being on the surfboard in the middle of the ocean, it might not be my thing. So we'll see how it goes.
But you do yoga, so your balance should be better because of that. So maybe it balances out. That's
very true. I guess we'll see. They have, they have like a surf convo during the year. So we have to get convocation credit. We have to get 14 throughout each semester, so 28 total. And they have this thing called Surf Convo, where you just go in the morning, you guys, talk for a little bit, have like a short little chapel, and then you guys surf. So maybe I'll pick that up this year. That'll be like my senior thing. That'll be like my thing to do.
I think you should do that, because you're running out of time. You only have one more year to learn how to surf.
One more year. So crazy. So crazy.
I know. What about just being at Pepperdine? What's the best part about going to school at Pepperdine?
For me personally, the best part about going to Pepperdine is just the people. My teammates make it, make everything worthwhile. My coaches make everything worthwhile. But then I've just met like a lot of great people out here who've, since I've met them, have treated me like, I'm their brother, or like I'm part of the family. And I think that's just, something that's unique to Pepperdine, is you'll meet some people and they'll genuinely treat you like they've known you for 10 years. And you guys will build a bond that way. So, I just want to give a shout out to everybody that I've met at Pep. Thank you for treating me, like you've known me like a good friend, and I'm, glad that we're the friends we are today. So that's probably the best part for me.
That's awesome. And last question for you. Senior season, what are you most excited for this season?
What am I most excited for? You know what? I think I'm most excited to play in the kennel one more time. That and senior night. I'm just really excited to go up there. Their fans are always great for them. They always, pack the house, and I feel like we always give them a run for their money. So hopefully this year we can come out victorious. But I think that's one thing I'm really looking forward to, is going up to Spokane, Washington, and playing in the kennel one more time.
All right, Stacy. Well, thanks so much for joining me. Best of luck this upcoming year, and have a great rest of your summer.
Thank you. You too.
And get out there and surf.
I'm gonna try. I promise. I'm gonna try.
All right. See ya.